Hi Foodsters! Sorry I haven't uploaded in a long time, but today I have come back to you with this crazy, amazing and cheap multi-purpose dough that you can make many numerous bakery products with. So let's get right into the video. So first we need to activate the yeast, and for this we are going to take warm milk. So it's lukewarm, it should be slightly warmer than your finger, and it should not be boiling hot because you're going to kill the yeast that way. And to this I'm adding 1 tablespoon of sugar and 2 teaspoons of yeast, and I'm just going to mix it together and let it sit for around 5 minutes, and then you will see how it gets all foamed up and there is this fermented smell coming off of it, and there is weird noises like sort of weird noises coming from it, and this indicates that your yeast is activated. You can even use water instead of the milk. And now we're going to add 1/4 cup of any fat. It can be oil, it can be melted butter or margarine, anything, and salt to taste. Remember not to add the salt before the yeast gets activated because it might kill the yeast as well. So now after we mix all these ingredients together, we are going to add 4 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 cup at a time. So we might not need all 4 cups always, so that's why we're going to add it little by little. First I'm going to mix this dough with a spoon because it gets really sticky and messy, and as time goes we can switch to the hand. So remember that bread dough is something that needs to be kneaded very well, and overmixing is not even a problem here like in cake mixtures. So what we're going to do is, now I'm switching to the hand. I'm using a glove, for professionalism, but if you're making it for your family you don't have to. Then what I'm doing here basically is I'm pushing the dough with the back of my wrist, and then I'm pulling it forward, and then I'm rolling it over it, and then I keep repeating this process until I manage to collect all the flour in the bowl, around the bowl. And as I keep doing this, I have to knead it for about 5 to 10 minutes. You will see that it gets glossy and it no longer is sticky. So after this, what we're going to do is we're going to pour some oil and keep this in a warm place to rise, closing it with a damp cloth for around 1 hour or until it doubles in size. Now we can release all the air inside it. I'm punching my dough and I'm pulling it off. You can see how stringy it is. You get this fermented smell off of it. It's amazing. The first thing we are going to make is obviously bread, but because I don't have a loaf pan, I'm just going to make buns or burger buns, dinner rolls, whatever you'd like to call it. So what I'm doing here is I'm lightly flouring my work surface and my hands, and I'm kind of folding it inside. If you can see the motion, I'm folding it and I'm pushing it towards my fingers, and until I feel like this sort of pressure coming back, and I tuck it in and I roll it into these round shapes and let it proof again, which means I'm going to cover it with that damp cloth again for around another half an hour and let it become bigger in size again, and bake it at 180 degrees Celsius for around 15 minutes. And after that I'm going to very generously brush it with some butter. Also, a small tip, if you have some sesame seeds, you can add them on the top of your buns. You can see just how soft and springy these dinner rolls are. They are an amazing treat. You can make burgers with them. Next up, pizza dough. Yes, we're going to make pizza dough. I'm doing it in the oven today, but you can even use a frying pan and just make it on the stove top. It's pretty easy. So I'm just spreading the dough out into a pie pan. I don't even have a pizza dish, and it doesn't really matter. So what I'm doing is I'm spreading it out, and next I'm going to add in whatever toppings that you like. You can add any toppings. Also, if you want to make your pizza base crispier, make sure that you roll it out really thin, and you can add a little bit of extra fat to your dish if you want it a bit crispier and oilier. So to this we are adding tomato ketchup, and I'm just spreading it out evenly. And the toppings that I'm adding today are sausage and deviled chicken. This deviled chicken, I have already uploaded the recipe in the submarine video, so I'll leave that link in the description box below. And I'm adding raw onions. You can even add capsicums. If you're a pineapple on pizza person, you can add pineapples. So now I'm adding some coriander leaves, and finally I'm topping it off with some mozzarella cheese. You can even use normal cheese wedges that you have at home. Just make white sauce out of it. Again, I have also uploaded that video as well. So I'll leave that link also in the description box. And now we're going to bake it for around 10 to 15 minutes. And you'll see how it's perfectly ready. I'm adding in some Italian seasoning mixed herbs. And voila, our yummy and saucy pizza is ready. So next we're going to make something called a Korean sausage bread. I love this because it looks complicated but it's pretty simple to make. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a big sausage and I'm rolling it within the dough, folding the two corners into each other, and then I'm going to cut into this big folded roll deep enough to cut the sausage completely but not the dough at the bottom. And now we're just going to twist it to either side, to opposite sides, and yeah, you keep doing that until you go to the end of the roll, and that's basically it. So the same baking techniques apply. So you make this and then you close it with a damp cloth and let it proof for 30 minutes, and then give it an egg wash, which means you basically take an egg, beat it, and then brush it all over your bread so that you get this deep golden color, and then bake it for 15 minutes. Then top it off with some sauce and cheese and bake it again just until the cheese is melted, and that's it. Bakery item number 4 is none other than donuts. We're going to make deep fried donuts today, and they're going to be stuffed with Nutella. You can go ahead and stuff it with anything that you like chocolate, custard, buttercream, anything that you like, or just leave it plain and you can dunk it in some cinnamon sugar, anything. So we're just going to roll it out and deep fry it. So make sure that your oil is hot enough that the oil will bubble up as soon as you put it into the pan, and make sure that you don't overcrowd the pan. If not, the temperature will go down and you'll get this disgusting doughy sort of taste. On the inside it will be undercooked and the outside will be burnt. You can see just how beautifully they puff up as they get fried. Fry them until golden brown color and then take them out, and we can roll it in some icing sugar. If you like the flavor of cinnamon, then you can add some cinnamon powder in there as well. That it's crispy on the outside, soft and melty chocolate on the inside. This is a pretty amazing and easy treat to make for yourself. So go ahead and check that out. Finally, we are going to make Arabic bread, which is basically you add a lot of butter into a frying pan and then just get the two sides fried, and that's basically it. So these items that you see on this table, all of them were made by doubling this dough recipe that I just gave you. You should definitely try this out considering how hard it is to find bread here. Recipe is one great recipe from which you can derive other recipes, because you can see that I've made a lot of items with just one dough, and that is ideal for a party setup where you want to feed a lot of people at once but use less ingredients. So I really hope you liked this video. If you did, please subscribe to my channel for more recipes. Thank you very much. Bon appetit!